What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Free to Play Podcast, episode number 5. And I am here with Himmelgod, and D Moon is here as well. Yeah. And everyone's got football jerseys on except for me. Did the Rams play today?
Yeah, they fucking kicked ass. They played the Chargers today.
What was the game?
Actually, we did okay. Well, two of our defensive linemen were like...
What's the Green Bay score?
They lost, man. It was like 31-17.
Okay, so I could wear a
Miami
Patriot
had
shirt.
that win, but I'm just not wearing my Miami jersey today. So,
well, see, I was thinking like maybe I can't wear my Patriots jersey because they look like they're gonna lose. So maybe only winners can wear their jerseys. But since Himmelgod has a Green Bay shirt on, then we're good. I forgot.
You could always switch to a Miami one if you wanted, but
No, don't do that. Keep the Green Bay one on. I don't.
3-0 club.
The Miami makes my eyes burn. But Green Bay is okay.
Oh, all right.
Even though they beat us in the Super Bowl, that I still don't mind them. The Dolphins, though, man. Oof.
I'm telling you, it's scary right now.
They look pretty good. I mean, who knows what could happen? But the Patriots will probably figure it out by week 5, or not. Maybe not. You never know. You know, you wonder if they turn the corner. Then there you go. But I told you we were going to talk about football first. But what's up, everybody? We'll talk about. We'll talk about games now, I guess. The first thing is, I think we brought this up on Corrupted the other day, but I still want to bring this up, or somewhere we talked about this. Red Dead Redemption, the horse's balls will shrink in the cold. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Did you, like, what is that? There's articles on this everywhere. The horse's balls will shrink in the cold. Like, that's how real. I mean, I'll tell you what, the game better be really good, because for all the visual stuff, because you know what I mean. Usually when a game is really visually awesome, a lot of times the gameplay isn't good, right? And then other times,
so maybe that's why they want you to focus in on horse balls.
Yeah, like it's like Fortnite is cartoony, but it moves really well. Pubg looks more like real life, but like it's a jittery piece of crap sometimes. I don't know. I just hope it's good. Other than that, but then we're finding out there's no.
Did you hear about Pubg getting downgraded on Xbox One X? They're downgrading Pubg.
What do you mean they're downgrading it?
Downgrading the graphics down.
So it could run better.
Oh,
yeah.
Like that's cool though.
Didn't you think the new map kind of looked downgraded too? Like when we played that new little map, doesn't it seem a little more like cartoony-ish?
A little bit.
I don't know why it doesn't look as crisp as the original map. And then they then they went overboard with the second map, which was ridiculous, because if you couldn't get the first map to run the right way, that desert map is. Why did they do that? It's like, let's make a bigger map with more shit.
You know what? You know what kind of sucks? So we'll get back into like Red Dead Redemption right now, but it kind of sucks that like a lot of people are saying that like the new Call of Duty Blackout is like pretty much a PUBG, a better optimized PUBG, and it's like it kind of sucks for Microsoft because they spent all that money for that exclusivity, and like if this game ends up being as popular as I think it is, like that sucks. That's like a big no for Microsoft.
Isn't it funny that just a few months ago, how people are saying there's no single player campaign, fuck this shit, and then all of a sudden here they that's actually really good. Zombies is what I'm a big fan of because I love zombies. Multiplayer, whatever, but I was like, holy shit.
I think this is the first year where I feel like for the like Call of Duty, I feel like you're actually getting your $59.99's worth.
Yeah,
like pretty well, because the multiplayer is actually different. It runs. I mean, at least for me, I had a little bit of I played it a little bit, and multiplayer's sick. Zombies is always zombies. I mean, if you have fun with any zombies, it's gonna be fun. And then Blackout, which is probably my biggest concern, and I played it, and it's fucking amazing, dude. It's really fun. So like, I mean, it's looking pretty good for Call of Duty. I give them props.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they might end up getting the biggest benefit of all off of this whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's really good. What? Oh, Leah brought me my Vinatieri jersey from 2005. Or 2003, actually. 2000-something. Yeah, because everybody else got their football.
Like the rest of us now.
Yeah, now I'm like you guys. I'm going to put my Vinatieri jersey on. This is the one that This is the one that I ended up putting on that's in 2007, and then they lost at the end, so I never wore it again. And it faded.
Oh shit.
Did you guys I don't know if you guys talked about this already, but going back to Red Dead Redemption, they kind of already announced what their online shit is going to be about.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much, I mean, from what I'm hearing, I don't know if you know more about it, Brian, but it's going to pretty much be like GTA, right? That's what they're aiming towards.
They're aiming towards GTA 5, like what they did there. The only thing I'm worried about is how are they going to incorporate money into the game?
Yeah.
You know, because they had those shark cards and all the other BS
Here's
that they
a challenge.
did.
Has
And I'd like to see how they're going to be able to put some sort of money type
has English
infrastructure in. But I'm wondering what kind of online are we going to have on day one? Because I know a lot of people want to, you know, form a posse and whatever and start robbing trains and shit. So.
Yeah. Well, the game comes out next month, and I know they announced that the online isn't going to launch till November. From what I'm.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
That
but,
really sucks. I was mad about that. I mean, they were saying that's good as fair for everybody then, but
yeah,
like it's like, oh man, now I gotta wait. But I guess it's something to look forward to. The Goon just said, "Thanks, Goon." He dropped $5. I forgot my donations were even on. I didn't know if I was gonna have them on, but now I'm gonna definitely have them on because they're alerting me. So thank you, Goon. It was still on from Corrupted. Why wouldn't I have them on? That'd be stupid not to. Here's a challenge. Have Tommy and Z complete a Japanese role-playing video game that only has English text and awkward Japanese dialogue and stereotypical primal battle cries. I want footages of him doing full game playthrough. If he succeeds, I pay him. Jesus.
Do we give him Persona?
Yeah, I think he has to go to school first, and that didn't work out. So I don't think that's like telling a guy who can't walk, like, I'm gonna put him in a running contest, and if he can pass that, then we'll give him credit. It's like, well, that's not gonna happen. All right, let me see if I can get my camera on here. Now I can have. Yay! Look, I've got my football jersey on. Now we've all got football jerseys on.
Damn it, we all match.
Yay!
Nice.
Look at this faded 4. Look at that faded number 4.
Oh shit!
Is he still on?
That's vintage right there, man.
This is old. So vintage it doesn't fit me. Because I was about 150 pounds when I had this thing. Look at this.
Oh
What
my
is this
god!
thing? This thing looks ridiculous. So thanks, Leah. Why don't you bring me the new jersey? Why don't you bring me the one that Blake bought me, or whatever. I know. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Like, it's a joke. Like, why don't you bring? Like, I'm an asshole. That's the whole joke. But yeah. So anyway, it's. Like, I'm all over the place with all these games because I don't think there's a problem. I don't look at it like this is dead or that's dead because I'm so, like, when I start playing something, I stay on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to stay on Pubg and, you know, those games still. But I don't know, man. If Call of Duty comes out, I'm not a Call of Duty guy. Like, I'm not. I try it all the time, and I really haven't been trying it over the last few years because money and stuff. But like, even the last one that came out, what was the World War II or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I bought that because, I mean, somebody sent me a coupon thing and was like, here, you know, you should play it, Joe. And it's weird because the guy never actually ended up playing with me. I don't know why. What happened? I messaged him. But so I didn't play it. You know what I mean? Like then, so I didn't. You know, I was like,
the only concern that I have with Call of Duty, well, I mean, it's a problem for them in general. Is just like, I don't have confidence with them to like really put that much time and effort into optimizing the game for like a full year because we know that every year they come out with the fucking Call of Duty and it's like I felt like that was the problem with World War, what was it, World War II, whatever it was.
World War II, yeah.
Well, they become WWE 2K.
Exactly.
They focus so much on the microtransactions that they don't focus on anything else to optimize the game. But for some reason, like Treyarch, who's the company that's doing it for this year, they always seem to get it down. But then again, it's mostly in the zombies department that is where they do the most. And as far as every other mode, I mean, I remember Black Ops 3, how much I would play that, and then they just microtransaction the hell out of it. And I just said, you know what, fuck this. I'm just playing zombies. Fuck this shit. So.
Yeah. I don't even play. I've only played zombies in some deathmatch, and I just don't. You know, I don't know how I'm gonna be too because it's one of those things where I don't know if you've gone. I went back. What was it that night I was gaming and I played I went back and played Halo, and I was getting destroyed. And normally, I'm pretty good at Halo anytime, no matter what. And I got destroyed because I was so used to PUBG. So I'm worried that I'm going to be that bad at Call of Duty because I like the whole... I like third person and then zoom in first person. I now like that instead of just always in first person, so I don't know how long that's going to take me to get used to it. Other people out there probably like, I don't give a shit, I just play the game. I don't know, who cares? But like with me, like I just get like that where I have trouble switching between them. But I don't know. I don't know if I want it to. I hope it's really good. It would be really cool if we were all playing Call of Duty and we all got into it. But it would also be. The only thing
I worry about Blackout though is I don't know, Demon, if you had this problem, but you've seen a lot of campers in there in the Blackout mode.
Yeah, I guess it's Call of Duty players just trying to adapt to, Battle Royale in general. that's the gimmick of Call of Duty. But you have your campers.
Have you seen the circle? I'm sure you played the beta. I wish I knew about it. Is the circle move like PUBG and like?
It's exactly like PUBG and Fortnite, man. The same thing. And it's pretty cool because like it's a lot like PUBG in the sense of like you have vehicles where you can like transport. You got helicopters used for transportations.
Wow.
There's a lot of sick shit you can do in there, man. And the thing that I was worried about in the beginning was the kill time because Call of Duty, how it has that fast pace and it's like running guns shit. But like they optimized it where it's as if there's a health system. You have armor that you can pick up. Weapons aren't as OP, although there is some that are a little OP, but I'm pretty sure they can fix that easily. So yeah, it runs just like PUBG, but just smoother. And obviously, it is only first person. But like I said, you have so much fun with it that it's easy to adapt.
Right, and then I think the other thing they had in there was if you go to certain sections of the map, some of those certain sections of the map are actually zombies maps. Mm-hmm. So there's actually zombies inside the game as well. So it's like if you go to Asylum, I think that's a couple of places I went to, and a lot of us would just look around and wait for the freaking zombies to start coming out. And the zombies have special weapon drops. Exactly. And you can get shit like that, and then all of a sudden you can dominate like for a little bit. But the zombies are not easy to fucking take down. So air to caution.
Yeah, that's the downfall. So like you're risking going to an area filled with zombies to get a weapon that can possibly be OP, but you're risking your life and shit like that. But it's cool. It's I feel like it's well balanced. I think we're gonna like it a lot.
They did have higher.
They say it'll be good.
The thing about them too is like they can adjust their graphics, so like they don't have to worry about it. Like the Xbox X graphics are better. They're saying how like it looks really good on Xbox One X. I don't know if you've seen what it looks like. D Moon has the X, so
that's what I've been playing on the X, and it's it's good.
So one thing that I've had before you is I've been using the Elite controller for 4 years or something, and I can't use the original controller, and I love this thing, man. Have you gotten to use your new one yet? There it is.
Dude. I haven't used it. I haven't even opened it yet, so I just got it today, and can't wait to bust this thing open.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
I got it like 2-3 months ago, and like this is the first time me using it, and man, I finally get it. Like I understand why you can't go back to the original. Just something about it, man.
And legit, I can't go back because like I break the controllers. Like I've broken probably 15 of the original controllers. Within 2 weeks, they're broken every time. Like it's not like I'm not doing anything. I don't know what to tell you. Like, and it usually breaks. It can break in any game, but it usually breaks in NHL. So it's got something to do with the power of my thumbs and the way I'm playing the game. But still, like the controller shouldn't break.
No.
By using it, you know what I mean? Like, and I remember when I looked it up a long time ago, and I went on that rant, and I remember them saying like 3% or 8% of people. There was a small group of people saying that happens to them, and but then most people were just like, "Don't throw it, idiot," or like, "Maybe you're fat," or like whatever. And it's just like, oh man, like I've never broken a controller in my hand, so I don't know what they do with the Elites because you would think it's the same thing, so I'm not sure, what I mean, exactly what the reason is, but for whatever reason, the Elite ones don't snap unless you like smash it, because I did throw one at the ground once, I spiked it, and it broke that same way where I picked it up and seemed fine, and Then I was rolling it around and it was clicking as I was rolling. It would fall off the track and click, and I was like, oh, but I spiked it, so I was like, all right, that makes sense. But never broke in my hands ever.
Oh shit, that's just fucked up.
You get the receipt on the elites because you can bring them back then, forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, with what else did you see when you guys were playing the beta of Call of Duty?
One thing I was gonna bring up to you right now was so when the beta first released, it was actually 80 players in total.
Yeah.
They later on adjusted it to 100. From what I was reading online, and I saw a couple interviews online as well, they said that they're not sure how they feel about it because the guy wants to go up to 115 actually. But he has to see how they actually render on like consoles and all that, because that's what their main focus is on. They want to make sure that obviously it runs good with consoles and whatnot. So, I mean, when they boosted it up to 100, it was running pretty good. So, I mean, I had no issues, but they could always change it on launch day. But yeah, when it first came out, it was 80. I don't know how I felt about it. It was a lot faster, but then with the 100, it just felt right.
Yeah, that's the problem I had with it when it was 80. It was, you always had trouble finding people on the map, and I started out, like, say, playing solo. And I started out with that, and hell, even the place I landed had a fucking helicopter. So I got in the helicopter, roamed around, and it's like you can barely find anybody. And I think with the 100, though, it was a little bit better. You still have your campers, you still have your bunny hoppers, and all this other crap that are going on in there. But it'll sort itself out over time. But I think with 100, that's a pretty good number. Just stay at that.
Yeah, I like a nice 100. It's a nice number. It's weird when there's 80. It's like, are people dying and you can't tell what the rate of things are? I don't know. Yeah, I like 100.
But it sounds like games will move at a fast pace, like how Fortnite is. And that's what I've noticed. A lot of games probably not lasting more than 15 minutes. So,
really, wow.
Yeah, they were killing people pretty quick. I mean, every spot you land at, you could probably find 2 or 3 guns there, and a few perks or whatever to go ahead and start working with. So,
and it's still and is it how many, like, how realistic are is it classic like how Call of Duty usually is, where I mean you get popped a couple times, you're dead. I mean, PUBG you can kind of get, I don't know, I feel like PUBG you get a little bit of leeway compared to a Call of Duty game.
Well, I mean, that's why I said, like, it all depends. They do have an armor system in there, so like it makes things a little better. But obviously if you're running naked with no shit, then like it's pretty much Call of Duty.
So they're gonna have helmets and everything too.
Yeah, they have that. They have armor and everything. Wow. And supposedly they said they were adding something in that they're going to have armor-piercing rounds. So they're going to have stuff like that, so you could go right through that armor and nothing. So, dude, I think they give you like 150 on the health.
It's going to really come down for me. I think for me, here's the thing. I think it's going to come down to maps. I think it's going to come down to how good are the maps, how fun are the maps. Because I love the PUBG maps. Like I mean, well, the first map and the new one. I love the first one and the new one. Okay, and the first one, man, it's become like a classic thing. Like that map is awesome. If PUBG is just like, here's a bunch of shit all over the place and there's no character to the map, it feels. I swear to God that makes a huge difference, and I don't really know why, but it does. When there's a place like, hey, we go here, we go there, and this place is special. But if you just make some map and it's not as fun, like look at all the mountaintops and all the different places you can go on PUBG. If it's not that good, then I don't know. It won't be as memorable. Now Fortnite's weird because their map is always the same, but things kind of change on the map. Yeah, so that's I like that in a way, but one thing I don't like is that it makes sometimes you want to go back and play things the way they used to be. So that it really kind of harms that, because that's it. You can never play the way it was because it's always changing.
I feel like because if they don't change it, people probably would start to get bored. Yeah, and like more people focus in on what's changing. Like I think when they had like the comet thing and lately they've had this cube, the rocket and whatever, they just stop to focus in on that stuff instead of playing the game. So but I mean, I see it like aftermath of what happened with that cube, and it goes into a lake, and now everybody can bounce on the lake, and now so I think supposedly there's a volcano and all this in this stuff. So like,
I mean, the cool thing about it, I mean, respect to their end, is like one thing I do like about it is that when the map does change, it kind of overall changes the actual gameplay, how you play the things. So like, I remember when, what was it, like a couple, maybe it was last season when they started adding the gravity thing to it.
Yes.
Like that was pretty creative, and like people started, finding different ways to kill and like, obviously doing the crazy shit that they do online. So I mean, that's kind of the cool aspect of it, because like as the map changes, also the gameplay changes as well. So it feels kind of like you're playing something different, but not really. So it's cool. I mean,
I wonder how many kids playing Fortnite are gonna be like, "This isn't cool anymore, Call of Duty," and like they're gonna like legitimately. You could have what happened with Halo happen all over again. With
I think it's gonna
Fortnite.
split, man. To be honest, I think it's gonna finally. You're gonna start seeing signs of it splitting. I mean, I said it in a couple podcasts before. Like, I give it 2019 for Fortnite when you're gonna start seeing like major changes. It's not gonna be a popular thing anymore. And Call of Duty, dude. I mean, I gotta give them respect, dude. They surprised me. A lot of people were hyping it up. A lot of streamers that tried it said they loved it. And yeah, I mean, if this is just an example, I mean, what did Call of Duty have or Treyarch have? Like 6 months to work on this? Yeah. You know that they didn't have this plan since last year. So like 6 months, and this is what they got, and it's pretty damn good. Like, come on, man.
You fractured a lot of that team because they worked on Zombies Chronicles DLC, that 5th DLC. They were working on some maps and stuff like that. Although I've heard a lot of the stuff that they did with Zombies Chronicles is based off the technology they were using for Black Ops 4. So that could be possibly where they've said, hey, people mentioned, I think it was at E3 or another conference where he talked about, hey, we're going to get a Zombies Chronicles 2. And he says, oh, Jason Blundell will sit there and say, oh, you want that? And everyone starts screaming, yeah, because that's how they created Zombies Chronicles. They used the stuff from Black Ops 4. So some of that stuff's been in development for a little while, whereas with a single player campaign or whatever, they said the story was just too ridiculous. So they said, fuck this, we're not going to use it. But I think they didn't have as much time as you'd think to go ahead and put this together, because a usual development cycle for them is like 3 years.
Exactly.
So, you got 3 studios making a game and each one coming out every year. So what the hell did they do? They spent too much time working on other assets.
That's so crazy. Call of Duty 4 Black Ops, removing armor level 3 from Blackout is what they were talking about doing. Is that something they can still do? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they made changes since like for the beta, man. Like, I remember picking up weapons. Like, it actually took like a little bit over a second to like actually open the bag and see what you can get off of like killing people. And like people were complaining about it, and like, dude, sure enough, the next day it like went from like 2 seconds to like instant. So like, they made changes as they went. And again, like I said, the 80 player count went to 100. They did that within the beta, so it's like it's a lot of adjustments that people might complain about that they can fix within a day. And it's because it's a major company like Treyarch, and they have the staff, like they have a specific staff working on Blackout. Like, I mean, they're probably going to be on things like on top of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then the fact that they'll have weekly, monthly events and some stuff that can happen daily, they're committed. So that's something I'm pretty happy about. And when it comes to Treyarch, they always commit to something. Like, I looked at the last Call of Duty with Sledgehammer, and it's like, well, they didn't really commit as much as they should have. And they focused on major events. Treyarch, on the other hand, says, hey, no, we're not doing that. We're going to be doing stuff every day because, let's face it, there's no single-player campaign. We got to get people to buy the game and give them a reason to play it. So if they are as committed as they say they are, this could be a big deal. So,
you think Xbox is backing, like starting to pour money into PlayerUnknown's game because they got the whole fix PUBG? Have you seen
they kind of have to at this point? Yeah.
Did you see the fix PUBG thing? Like, this is a phase we've been here. Like, bugs, performance problems, quality of life issues, everything. I mean, they've already been like coming out with these posts for what, 8 months now? Like, where it's like, we've fixed some of the quality, like, we've fixed, we've changed, we've fixed. And now they're saying, what is fix PUBG?
It should have been something that should have been ready day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And if you're putting it as a full release right now instead of being in preview, you should be ready. And it just doesn't sound like they were ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy too, because I mean, even with Call of Duty coming out and a lot of people trying it out, like there's still things that like separate all these battle royales. Like obviously Fortnite still has the building system. Call of Duty introduces like that fast pace that they're usually known for. Kind of the same style as PUBG, but a little faster. And then PUBG, I still give it a lot of credit because it still has the slow, methodical pacing of it. Those situational moments when you're like running gun. Oh, I think there's a donation, right?
Donation.
What the hell? Nunchuck Steve said, I'm a new patron and I wanted to let you know that I canceled my Shemale Fiesta subscription to be part of this, so I had better see some penis soon. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I thought it was going to be real. Like, I thought it was going to be something like, oh, I like Sonic the Hedgehog. Nunchuck, what's up, man? Thanks for being a patron. And, speaking of being a patron, yeah, I should shout out some new patrons in a minute. But, actually, before I do that, I got something else that I got to shout out, which is interesting. I'm going to be shouting it out probably all week. Same thing with the new patrons, blah, blah, blah. Whereas I think Himmelgod's on here, actually. Funny enough, so here he is.
Let's see, what did I do?
Is it going to fucking open ever? I opened the thing, and it's like, Microsoft, man, it's a mess. Microsoft 10, like, this is the worst. Okay, yeah, it's, we got Himmelgod, Brian Himmelfarb, Justin McNeil, Ingy, The Bear. Oh, Ingy just left, too. The Bear, Nikki, V2 of Doom, Null Death, Drunken Stupid, Nick Wolf, Drunken Stupid.
Sounds like a Saturday night. No.
Nick Wolf, D Moon, and Broken Lion. Those are all people that have contributed over a certain amount of months and $300 on Patreon. So shout out to everybody on that list, and 2 of them are here. And then someone that's kind of funny, but yeah, it's kind of.
How you have to call up the guy that left.
Well, no, I mean, what the thing about Ingy is, I love Ingy. Like, is it Ingy that did? I think it was Ingy. Yeah, Ingy's been here for like 4 years. He was like one of the first patrons, but he wasn't happy about Scott McKinnon, I guess. So he had to fucking. He was like, "I'll be back when he's gone." I was
Just
like,
wait a couple weeks, he'll be fine.
A couple of weeks. Yeah.
Well, he was talking about how he comes and goes. I'm like, yeah, I mean, he's a caller, except for on Final Frontier. We did do a Final Frontier podcast with him because that's what he's made for, he's made for that shit. But other than that, I mean, he's a caller who sometimes, gets on too long, Did you hear me go, oh? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I just stepped on something. Like, it hurt a lot, so I just went, oh.
What's your first reaction?
Oh, like that hurt. But yeah, there's so many updates to PUBG. It's crazy. I mean, they're gonna have to work quick because what Call of Duty can do, I mean, it's like unmatched. So if it's not as special, if it ends up being not as special, and a lot of the pure Call of Duty people don't like the Battle Royale, then PUBG will get lucky if they get to move on to something else. Maybe I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't know. This is a lot of times I get like strong feelings or intuitions about what's going to go on, and I start freaking out. But I really can't tell you. I don't know. I again still believe, like I used to believe, that Fortnite's not going to go away. Like, it's going to be here for years.
It's going to stick around, and considering the fact that it's free, I mean, everyone's just going to jump to it. It's just the free to play, but
78 million last month, they said.
Yeah.
That's
it has no ceiling right now. That's the problem. It's just people are going to have to get really freaking bored of it to go away. Even though I think the past couple of seasons haven't been as great as they should have been, but people are still playing and they're still, paying attention, and they just want to watch all the things that happen in the game, like the volcano or the comet and all that other stuff. So
yeah, and I mean, it's already getting a competitive scene too. So I mean, that's something to look forward for people that are interested in it. But I mean, like, it's kind of like what I was saying. Like, I feel like there's still a lot of differences between all 3 of these games. So, like, even though, like, yeah, Call of Duty is going to probably be the shit for, like, a couple months, I still see myself going back to PUBG just because, like, we have, like, the snow map coming up. I mean, we're probably going to get different weapons and shit. So, like, there's still a lot of stuff to look forward to. But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Call of Duty, like, easily takes the number 2 spot. I mean, because that's just what I see happening. Even probably number one, to be honest. I mean, it's possible.
By the way, Patrick Carnes, real quick, bro. I didn't. We did that Final Frontier randomly, like so. It was late at night, and it was random, Patrick. So, if you contact me on Patreon one time this week, you know we can talk about whatever, and do another one. So my bad. He was like, "Fuck you, Joe. I contacted you about Final Frontier for my $25 pledge. No response. When was that? I respond to every comment on Patreon." I really like no I respond to every comment on Patreon. Like I unless I'm crazy. He might have contacted me and you telling me I didn't respond to you?
It's also weird on the Patreon, like to get messages. Well, at least in my phone, I don't get like notifications. I have to physically go into the app.
Yeah.
Unless you're on your desktop all the time and like see it, but like I don't get notifications when I get messages on there, so it's like
I have to check. It's in my email usually when I get them.
But I see all of them though. I'm going through them. I don't see any messages. Patrick, I don't see any messages from you, man. Unless you sent it on Twitter or something. But I don't have a Twitter anymore, so maybe it was there. I don't know.
Oh, no, he says, "Lol, it's all good, Joe. I'm just pulling your small hairs."
Jesus. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm getting yelled at by everybody, like so. Like I don't know what's serious and what's not. But yeah.
Damn it.
You might have been joking, and I just fucking. There's so much real of that's going on that I believed it. But yeah, so we'll do more of those. But hit me up on Patreon. It's the best way to get a hold of me to make me remember. But yeah, no. Other than that, I mean, like the Battle Royale. I mean, what about Red Dead? As far as Battle Royale, do we ever figure that? I'm still confused about if that's happening.
I think with the online news, it kind of just debunked. I thought it was a thing, but apparently now it's just a theory, and people are saying that we're not actually going to get a Battle Royale. It's just
I don't think they really need it, to be honest with you. It's like, just do what made GTA 5 really popular for them. Just go with that, and people will come, you know? It's not like every game needs Battle Royale. I know Battlefield's going to have it, but not every game needs a Battle Royale mode, because it just killed the whole genre.
Battlefield's dead, dude. Battlefield's so fucking dead, bro.
Battlefield messed up with that SJW stuff and attacking the fans.
I really think that's what killed it, dude. Because the game is like, I mean, it's Battlefield. You know, I played the beta for it. It feels like Battlefield. It plays like Battlefield. There's nothing different about it. I mean, any fan of it would have been excited for it, but I just really think that whole SJW shit really fucked it over.
Yeah, they I don't know, yelling at the fans is what kills me. Like whenever these companies flip out on the fans, Star Wars, Ghostbusters, Battlefield, like I mean, dude, like run through the list of what these companies are doing, whether it's right or wrong or whatever. It's like if you attack your fans who are telling you something, you're in trouble. Especially even if you're attacking half the crowd, right? Even if it's half the crowd. You know what I mean? Like you're asking for trouble because like what did that one guy said something like, "Oh, you know, they made it a political thing, and you know, half of the people aren't right-wing people, they're left-wing, and so they're like, why are you calling me a Trump supporter?" You know what I mean? Because I said I didn't like the whatever you did on your fucking game, like, and then that just makes people mad, and that's what, you know, that's what look at there's a pattern here, man. Like Star Wars is in trouble. They got to pull back all the stuff they were gonna do there. And
did you hear about that? I was gonna ask you too.
That's a crazy thing too, and it's because. And they can't fire Kathleen Kennedy because they put a woman in charge of. So now they look bad if they take her out. So now they just got to keep her hired, but not have her in charge of it.
You know what's so funny is that they were blaming pushing back development in all those movies. They don't want to make it like annual anymore. Yeah. But they were blaming it on the sales for Solo when reality was fucking. What was the last movie?
Last Jedi. Yeah, it all stems from Last Jedi. Yeah, if Last Jedi was. Like, say the audience score wasn't whatever it is. What is it, 46 or 50%, whatever?
Something, yeah.
Yeah. If the audience score wasn't that, like, and it was like 80 or 90%, Solo would have probably crushed it.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad film. It's just, you know, I think people are just.
I didn't see it.
I was trying to find out. I didn't get a chance to watch it, and I was thinking about buying it on Blu-ray this week.
Didn't watch it.
It's okay.
Didn't watch it.
It's not. It's not memorable, but it's okay. It's not. It was better than Last Jedi.
Rental then.
Yeah, just rent it. I wouldn't buy it, to be honest.
I wanted to make sure I gave them the least amount of money, so I've been like looking around. Where can I rent it for like $3?
Or just wait for Netflix. They usually get it like within.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they do. Netflix gets them so quick these days. So
yeah,
Marvel. I mean,
I know. Last Jedi just recently got on there. So
I'm that petty at this point. I'm like at the petty point where I'm like, I don't want to give them money. That's crazy. Like, I mean, that's insane. Like, that's a complete 180 from where I was before. And I'm not somebody that does that, by the way. That's the thing, is like they're trying to be like, this is how it's always been, the Star Wars toxic fans. And I'm like, no, because I've never thought that. As bad as like the first, like the prequels were, it's like I still watched them and didn't say Star Wars is over. You know, I kind of cringed at the midichlorian thing and some of the other things, but I never said like, oh, it's over, you know, or I flipped out. And just Mark Hamill's reactions, like he has the look of a dying, like it's almost like he knows he has cancer and nobody else does in the interviews, but he's forced to do these interviews. Like the look, it's so funny. He's just got this miserable look. Like, I have to say this is good. I have to pretend. And he literally just can't do it.
He's looking at everybody just saying, "Kill me now."
Yeah, he's trying to take people's expectations down too. Is the funniest thing. He's like, you know, I don't want you to be disappointed. I just want you to know this is a little different. And I'm kind of getting scared about. I know we're getting into movies, but screw it. It's kind of dorky like everything else here with games. You know, I'm kind of scared about the whole Jean-Luc Picard coming back for Star Trek, because Patrick Stewart was like, "This won't be the Picard you maybe remember," and it's like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like is he gonna be a guy who turned gay and lives on the planet, like, and he's old and dying? Like, what's going to happen?
What the hell are you talking about?
Dude, I watched the press conference, and when he goes, "This may not be the Picard you remember," I was like, oh my God, no, here we go. Here we go. And luckily, D. Moon isn't a Star Trek guy, so, yet.
No, it's all blurred to me. But, dude, like, kind of going back to Star Wars, it's like, dude, even in the prequels, I remember, like, as a kid going to that, and like thinking it was good at the time. Obviously, like years later, you fucking watch them again, and you're like, holy shit.
Well, yeah.
But like even now, like there's still bits of like the prequels that I can take that I liked. Like I liked Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like I thought it was awesome. The third one, I mean, the third movie, what was it? Like episode 3. Like I thought that was a good movie. Like I
was the best
one. That's actually my favorite of the 3.
It has to be. That's the best one.
I still watch that one. It's the other 2 that I can't. Even though in episode 1 I liked freaking Darth Maul. It's like, he was a cool character, man, and then they kill him off. Like you, killed him off in movie sense, but in everything else, he's still alive.
I remember all the excitement for Darth Maul, and then it was like, that was dumb. Like it was like, wow, all this build up for Darth Maul, I couldn't wait, and then you get there, and it's like, it was a pretty cool fight at the end when he died, but it was like, why did he die? Who's Darth Maul? Like, who was he talking to? Who did he ever talk to? Did he talk with... Like, there was never a connection, like, at all. Like, it was like, what was...
Like, I felt bad for Ray Park. He's the guy who was playing Darth Maul, and it's like, yeah, I feel bad for you, dude.
Yeah. They could have, like, stretched him out for at least another film.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, whatever.
He would have definitely helped, especially episode 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
You realize how cool it would have been if he fought Samuel L. Jackson? I mean, come on.
Yeah. See, that would have been great. Imagine that. Like, he had to kill Darth Maul to get to the Palpatine at that end scene, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because they like 5 Jedi walked in, and there was like the ones, and he just goes, "Wah!" and like kills them all real quick. It was like ridiculous. Like, did these guys even get any training? Like, they all came in there with Samuel Jackson, and like they all just got whooped. And then he was able to kind of take them. It was like, well, what was wrong with these other Jedis? So it would have been better if, you know, like, he had to fight those guys with his double lightsaber. George Lucas.
That would have been cool.
George Lucas is a mess. He is like, it's like he went from genius to idiot. It's the weirdest thing. Why did that happen?
Man, everything is changing, and that's it's the issue. And I'm worried about James Cameron now because of the Terminator stuff that they're working on.
Oh boy, yeah, forget that's gone too. That's
Considering-
I saw a photo for that movie, and I'm like,
I'm wondering. It's either two things, but based on who's in the movie now, it seems like they've gone SJW now with Terminator. So goodbye to that
yeah,
series.
we did.
I wondered if maybe they were just doing the promotion to do that, like to to make sure they were virtue signaling like everybody else, and then maybe they would pull off from that. But and then the movie wouldn't really be that. But looking at it, it's kind of like it's gotta be because that one of the girls is like a main character, and I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's a regular movie and it makes sense and it's not ridiculous, that's fine then. But if it's,
don't get me wrong, Linda Hamilton looked good. I mean, like
that's the thing is like we all love Linda Hamilton. These people are like, oh, you hate women. It's like no, we don't. We all wanted to see Linda Hamilton, Arnold, and maybe even John Connor show up and whatever. So that's got nothing to do with anything. But if you add this weird side agenda that it feels like they're adding, that was never there, then it's going to be really off-putting to everybody. It's going to distract everybody. And this will be the death of Terminator if it's in this, because it's already bad, right? Like,
yeah,
I didn't mind Salvation. I was just kind of like, it's like a side story of I'll never remember this again, but it was okay.
Yeah.
But
Just like that.
Salvation was the one with what's his name?
That was the one where Christian Bale was on the set.
Christian Bale.
Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
the one with the
The fucking lights, man, or whatever the hell he was. Whatever he yelled at that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my
You need a
god,
key grip? Fuck you.
dude! I remember it was like monetized this episode 7 when that came out, or something when that audio came out, and we.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! We must have played that all night
Oh, fuck.
long. Like it was so funny.
The fucking guy. I was just fixing the lights.
For God's sake, man!
Shot. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Here you come along, doctor, dude. He's like yelling at the guy. Holy Christ, man, was that funny? Oh man, that was so long ago, but I remember just playing those sound clips left and right because it was so gold. That was a long time ago now, but see, anyway, yeah, we talked about movies now. What's up, everybody? What do you think about this Nintendo PlayStation Mini? We kind of mentioned it the other night too, but like, what games would you put on the the PlayStation Mini?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear,
yeah.
sure. Twisted
All of
Metal.
them.
Twisted Metal. If I was to pick a Twisted Metal, I would pick the second one.
Yeah.
Because that's like my favorite of the 4 games I think they had for the original PlayStation. I don't know if I would have Tomb Raider on it because like you can pretty much get Tomb Raider everywhere.
Yeah, the same thing with that's what I was thinking too. Like the same thing with like the Final Fantasy VII, which is like iconic during that era.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on
I
there.
wouldn't put.
Like, oh,
Is it on there? Really?
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I
the
would
list
kind
is
of
out.
substitute.
I didn't read the list yet, to be honest. I didn't read it.
They have Final Fantasy VII, Ridge Racer Type 4. I'm trying to think of these off my fucking head.
Yeah.
They have to have
Light
Resident
Flash,
Evil, right?
I think, is something, and then there's like a Tekken 3's on there, and something. They only announced 5 games right now, but
Oh, okay.
there's going to be 20 games on it. But it's like, what else are you going to give us? Are we going to get any Jet Moto or something? You know, they
I'd
said
love
it's going to
Jet
be
Moto.
popular games. That's what they mentioned, but
That's too
we
bad.
still don't know what the other ones are. Even though I pre-ordered it already, but I just would like to know what the other games are.
Yeah, I wish that like, they would allow more games, or they would put more games on, because like I feel like I'm gonna end up seeing it and being like, it's not as good, it's not good enough, It's
Yeah,
not enough.
That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, but I'm still waiting for Nintendo to announce the N64 Classic. I guess they're not doing that anytime soon.
If that comes out, dude, I'm gonna be jumping on that for
yeah,
sure.
that's a telltale thing. When I brought this up the other day, everybody just was like, well, yeah, that's gonna be cool. Anyway, wait till the N64. It was like everyone's been going to that right away, and it's like, wow, that tells you the interest. That's not good for the PlayStation Mini sales, and I think it's gonna have a problem because unless it's modded. See, the selling point to me for the PlayStation Mini would be if they said there was like 100 games on it. Then I would be like, wow,
Yeah.
okay. Because right now,
Someone says, get a Raspberry Pi.
I still feel like right now, all of us would just make sure we have an original PlayStation or even PS2, and then just go out and buy all those classic games. I don't think
Agreed.
it's... I think
Here it is. Here's the list I got. I just pulled it up. Final Fantasy VII, Jumping Flash, Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms they've announced.
What? Jeez, I never even played Wild Arms. That's not a good
it's another
lineup.
RPG.
They gotta at least have like a Resident Evil in there, or maybe like a
Do
Silent
they not
Hill.
have the licensing to do
Silent
that?
Hill would be great. I would love to see Silent Hill on there.
Yeah, the original one. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, I like I played the first two a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I would love. What else would I love? Yeah, Jet Motor you mentioned was good too. See, the thing about like with Twisted Metal, I want all three of them. Like, I want all these games. Like, but the thing about Twisted Metal 1 is, when you play the first one, after a little while, you realize how bad, like, you know, it was so, like, it's so dated now that it's hard to play the first one. It's so, you know, clunky and pixelated that you're like, oh, it's cool to look at it and remember it and everything, but you don't really want to play it anymore. So then you at least put on the second or the third one.
Well, they're saying they're not really enhancing them that much at all, so...
Okay.
Just kind of throw that
retro
out there.
vibe too. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
retro vibe.
I liked, remember Twisted Metal Black was, like, that was when the game was...
Love that game.
That game was so beautiful. It's too bad, like, I feel like not a lot of people played it.
Was that
I
for
play
the
it now
PlayStation?
on my PS4. I'm playing
PS4.
Twisted Metal Black.
That's
They put it on there.
That's the only one you can buy. They don't have any of the... Why don't they do that? Because, like, I've gone in there myself looking like, oh, I want to buy all the old games and just play them and not have to go looking for them around the house or order some. And there's, like, nothing for sale, really. There's, like, all these pick and choose.
They
Oh, yeah.
really missed the ball about putting on classic games. I mean, you look at Xbox, what they did with backwards compatibility, and they're just nailing it, you know, out of the park with it. And now PlayStation, with PlayStation Now, they're at least letting you download some of those games. But the problem is they just don't have a true backwards compatibility. And if you were able to play PS1 and PS2 games on there, that would be great.
Yeah.
Instead of having to buy them again and download them. So
I think every company should do that, to be honest with you. Like, even Nintendo, I think they should just have a library of classics. Even if you have to buy them, dude, fuck that. Like, I mean, I would still buy it. Like, you know, they should just have that option on there. And I mean, if it's 2018, like, the fact that you can't do, like, backwards compatibility or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
it's like having 5 remotes at home. It's like you just want to have everything in a collection or in one area you can dial up. And it's stupid that you have to go over here for this and over there for that. And if I want to play this old game, you got to buy the actual disc. And it's like there needs to be a way where everything can be under one umbrella, and it would be a whole hell of a lot easier. It's like all they got to do is create something like that. We need like a Netflix for gaming, like where all those obscure games or all the games in general are playable on one place. And I know that's kind of like Steam or Origin or something like that, but they don't have... Origin barely has anything. They just have EA games. That's it.
Yeah.
It's an issue. And go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say Xbox is kind of heading in that direction with Game Pass.
Game Pass, yep.
Which is pretty cool, actually, to be honest with you. I was actually looking at it the other day, and I mean, anyone that actually purchases it, I mean, I could see why. Like, a lot of, like, their exclusives, like, launch there, like, the day they're released, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, they should do it more in the sense of, like, for classic games and stuff like that. I think you hit the nail on the head for that. But I mean, yeah, dude, I mean, it's just, I don't know why they don't do it. I think eventually they might do it. But I don't know.
See, they say they're worried about, like, oh, you know, they won't make as much money if they start allowing all this I think they would make more money. Like the mini thing is a great idea, but why can't they put all the games on there? Is there, like, it's got to be a licensing conflict or something like that, because why wouldn't they want to put on as many games as they could?
That's the issue, like with Xbox has right now with backwards compatibility. The fact that they can't get every single game on there because there are licensing issues, and some of the companies aren't around anymore. So when they don't have that, they don't have the assets to put the game on because they need that permission. I think like Soul Calibur has been a really good example of this right now, because if you look at Soul Calibur 4, where you have Star Wars characters, but then they got to talk with Lucas, with Disney and whatever, and Disney's stingy when it comes to putting stuff out there. And, every game has some sort of licensing issue. Like Mortal Kombat has one right now, where we all want to play MK9 on Xbox One for backwards compatibility, but the issue they have right now is they can't do it because of the Freddy Krueger character. Right. And you need all these permissions and all these hoops you got to fucking jump through just to put a game out there. And Grand Theft Auto is another issue. You know, people want GTA 3 and Vice City on Xbox, but you got to get all the music issues to be dealt with. Everything has a licensing problem. So that's why you don't get all the games you really want right now, because they got to find a way to get through all these damn loopholes.
Let me see. I think a couple of donations came in, or at least one did. Glorious Eugene subbed on Prime. Glorious, thanks for the sub on Twitch Prime. Thank you, man. And shit, what else did we said here? Well, that was Glorious Eugene. Thank you, man. Mike Daniels also dropped $3, and Mike Daniels said, "B-Day weekend is complete. Hey Joe, Lions just whooped the Pats." Thanks, Mike.
No.
I don't know if they whooped us, but they did a damn good job. And the Patriots look bad on both sides of the ball. Famous B just tweeted me that. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I mean, that's 2 losses in a row. That's one win, 2 losses in a row. That ain't good.
26-10 was the final.
That is not right, not normal. Like it's
No.
Yeah, I mean, I saw how they lost. It was amazing what the Lions did, because they came out with a game plan that only Matt Patricia would know how to use against the Patriots. He basically used his knowledge against his former team against us, and the Patriots game planned for the deep ball. Then they got something different for about 65% of the game, and then the minute the Patriots started doing well, getting an interception and starting to stop the Lions switched it up and went back to the original plan, which was expected by everyone, of throwing the ball deep. And now they were looking for that new style of defense they were having to play, and they got fucked. So, kind of crazy.
I don't see anything from Josh Gordon. That's the new receiver you guys got was Josh Gordon, right?
I didn't expect it because he's so new. Yeah. It's like, number one, he's so new.
Yeah.
And number two, I mean, I can't believe he's going to be able to learn the playbook, so I figured he would have a very minor role, almost just running certain routes while he's still learning the playbook. This guy is, 5 seasons, and 90% of it's been a suspension?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy if you look at his numbers. It's like, what is this guy? What happened with this dude? But yeah, that's it, man. Anything else? I got a couple things here. I had some questions. Oh no, I lost the question, but I'll find one in a minute. Anything else you guys want to talk about, though?
I know there's this week they just released. Well, Nintendo released launched their online shit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of stupid because for the last 18 months, I mean, their online thing has been free, and now, I mean, they're not really offering anything new. There's not anything to look forward to. They're pretty much just saying, "Hey, remember that thing you guys were doing for free? Well, yeah, we're going to charge you now."
$20 a year.
$20 a year, which isn't too bad. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm still obviously going to get it, but
I mean, downloaded it last week.
What do you get for it?
And I got the they give you those NES games to go ahead and play, which you can launch right away.
Yeah.
So you just pick a game and you just go right to it. I was playing Legend of Zelda from as soon as it launched, and it's like, okay, well, most of these games are on the NES Classic to begin with, but overall, I think the online's been okay. I played Super Mario Kart 8 or whatever it was, and it was fun. But I mean, yeah, we've had it for free for so long. It's like, why did you charge? It's just no point to it right now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, people were complaining about it too, because it's not like we're getting dedicated servers or anything like that. No. It's literally what we have been doing for the last 18 months, and they're just deciding to charge us for it, which is expected. I mean, eventually we all knew they were going to do it.
Was there anything that they could do to make money in it before? Or were they how did they make money on it before?
Well, it has always been free. I mean, yeah.
There was no buying, purchasing in it anywhere at all? It was just all free?
No.
It was always free, yeah.
Jesus.
You had your digital store where you just go buy games or whatever for digital, but other than that, it was 100% free. Some of the games you play on there can still be free. You don't need the online service for, Fortnite being one of them. So you could still play Fortnite without having the online service. And I think some of their free-to-play, like Warframe or anything else that they have coming up, you can still play without the service on it. So, but if you want to play Smash Brothers, pay that $20 a year.
Yeah.
Do you think that it was maintaining it and not a lot of people were using it, and then they just figured, like, I just don't understand why they would not, like, they realized they couldn't maintain it, so they had to charge for it? I mean, I don't know what else the reason would be. Or their plan all along was like, here, sample it, and now we're going to charge for it.
They give you a 7-day free trial if you want to try it out and see if it's for you, but it's like the same thing that you've been playing for free all this time ever since the console's been out. I mean, it's not like there's that many online games right now that you can play on it. You know, people say, oh, Splatoon, Mario Kart, you know, and what else, really? To be honest with you, those are two main games everyone's going to play until Smash Brothers comes out, and that's going to just take over.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of, for years now, even when the Wii U was out, we kind of expected it, or we saw it coming. Because, I mean, for the longest time, people were asking for dedicated servers from it, you know, just so we can get, like, better internet service or whatever. But, like, I mean, the fact that they released it now and we're not even getting that, it's, like, kind of like, oh, this is one of those where you're looking at Nintendo and kind of scratching your head and, like, did you really need to do that? But I guess it's just another form of way, you know, another way they can get income from us or whatever. I mean, I guess it is what it is.
Well, it's not like the Switch is not doing well. It's doing really well. So
yeah, which is surprising. Yeah.
Oh, They Call Me Murder says they also added backup saves in the cloud, which should have been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Well, they probably figured now we gave you something and now pay for it.
You can always do. I know they have like a family plan, so it's like it's $34.99 a year, and like it's up to 8 consoles during the plan. So I mean, if you have 8 friends, what is it, like $4 a year?
Yeah,
and you get the online service for a year. So I mean, you could do that too, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of pointless to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying it right now. I did it for $20. You know, no harm, no foul for me, or pretty much almost anybody. I mean, $20 it's almost like nothing. You know.
I mean, it's Nintendo, you know. You don't really ever question them. You kind of just feel like, all right, sure, we'll give you the pass.
I mean, at least they're not charging like $50-$60 for it. I mean,
exactly.
I think if they charged that, you would have had outrage.
Yeah.
And you would have a lot of pissed off people because it's like, okay, look, I'm not going to pay for Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and Nintendo. You know, and that's just too much. I mean, I know I'm juggling all three, but I feel like at some point, listen, I play one thing more than all the others, which is Xbox Live. I use that more than I use PlayStation Network because my PS4 is I only use for exclusives right now. That's it.
Right.
You know, I really play third party on there, and the Xbox does everything, and the Switch is kind of like that redheaded stepchild in the back saying, "Please play me." So,
well, one of the things we can end with in a minute is the games we think should be on the N64 Mini. But before that, what's Spider-Man been like? You played the hell out of that, I think, right?
I have not even touched it yet. I'm playing it tomorrow, finally, because I didn't get a chance while I was working my outage schedule. Yeah. And I got that PS4. I got the Spider-Man PS4. And when I came home, I just unboxed the collector's edition. So I'm finally going to start streaming it tomorrow on Twitch. And I'm like really psyched to play it. I've watched a few gameplay streams of some people.
Right.
And I'm excited as hell to play this. So
I'm trying to excite D Moon right now. But D Moon, I've been, while we're sitting here, I've been playing Pubg. For the last 5 minutes, I popped in a PUBG game, and bro, I got 11 left, man.
Nice.
Shit.
I got 11 left.
You're doing that while doing the podcast?
Yeah, I just turned it on now to see what was up with it because I wanted to see if there was anything I could talk about with it because I heard there was new stuff. I don't see anything new though. I'm looking at it and like I don't see anything new, and I know that I don't want to turn my Elgato on right now because it will. I've been dicking around like barely paying attention to the game, dude, and there's 11 people left. Like because I haven't really been paying attention to my game, and I've killed 4 people or 3 people. I've got like a million energy drinks. I've got a first aid kit. I'm camped in this room. A minute ago, I was doing stuff with you guys, and then I turned real quick and saw a guy, shot him in the head, came back to paying attention to you. Was sure I would turn back to the game and see that I was dead, and I'm still here. And now there's 9 people. So we're having an epic game right now by accident of PUBG, where we've killed 4 people while I was barely paying attention to the damn game. Other times you try your ass off and you can't get anything to work out. But
That's how I am sometimes when I'm playing these battle royales. If I try, it's like if I try real hard, I'll fail at it. But if I'm sitting there and it's just like the don't give a damn attitude, I play better that way.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I don't want to turn my Elgato on because it will blank my screen for a few, and somebody will come in and kill me. It will the minute I start streaming it will come up where he's dead. But yeah, so going back, I mean Spider-Man. I mean, here's the thing about games is I don't play that much either because with everything on the channel and then the kids, the minute I sit down, I just feel like I'm what am I doing playing a game? So it's really I don't game a whole lot. I think the most I was playing was during those post streams that I was doing, and that was too much. But I still want to go back to doing a lot of that. But it's that's the most that I play. So games like this work out great for me, where I don't have to try to beat something. Even a campaign is tough for me at this point, I feel.
I'm still trying to catch up on my backlog right now, and it's I just don't have that time because I want to play all the new stuff. I want to stream the new stuff, and I don't stream as many days as I should. I mean, Monday and Tuesday I stream a lot, and then when you get to the latter part of the week, it's wait, Foul Mounts is on. We got Monetize This. We got all the shows. It's I want to watch all the shows. I'll stream whenever I can. So it's put me behind a lot. So.
Yeah,
but I try.
Well, that's
definitely other things
that stinks about streaming because I wish I could get this damn camera to stop turning so I could put this
I'm what are you doing?
I'm trying to get this to focus on the damn thing. But yeah, one of the things is you want to play games while listening to those shows a lot of times. That's usually what I want to do. So
I try to.
Yeah, I mean you could. That's what I would do. There's only 4 people left, dude. There's 4 people left. I'm not doing anything. Oh, I gotta move now. I gotta move.
Good.
Can I see anybody outside?
Let's do this, man. This is fucking podcast gold right here.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen some of the people sometimes I when I'm bored I'll go on Twitch and see people streaming PUBG on PC. Dude, man, it's so fucking crazy how it's such a different game on PC, dude. I see people who use the whole tilted angle to shoot people, and it's they kill them so fast and shit, dude. I'm dude, how do I do that shit? I feel it takes me a million shots to kill somebody, and these guys are just pointing, and then boom, they're dead. What the hell, dude? So crazy.
Troyo is always yelling at us about that. You gotta do that. You gotta aim and everything. I feel where the frig is everybody, dude?
It's an intense moment right now.
Yeah, I don't see anybody.
How small is the fucking circle,
I see a guy.
Man, and you think they come right at you?
I see a guy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's it's so funny how there's so many companies Call of Duty, or not Call of Duty is not a company, but Treyarch and Activision, who spend so many years perfecting a multiplayer game.
I'm gonna die. There's nothing to there's no cover.
You're out in the wide open sun.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but Battle Royale comes out and it's
oh
no! My god!
I died with that one guy left. The one guy I was shooting, guys. The one guy that I was shooting. Oh my god, dude! I can't believe that, dude. I could have had a chicken dinner on the gaming podcast.
Son of a bitch!
Oh my god! I can't believe that. I'm so mad. What in the world? Why? I'm barely paying attention, dude. Every time I turned, there'd be someone about to kill me, and I killed them, and be oh my god, I wasn't even. I'm doing a podcast, not really paying attention. I shot a guy. I shot another guy. And then it comes. Oh my god. Well, whatever. I'm marking out for my shit. I can't believe that. Mike Daniels, thanks for the donation, man, and everybody else. That sucks so bad. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. Let's do something else you guys want to talk about. Maybe we could just talk real quick about what we might put on the N64. I think we all know, GoldenEye. And,
Zelda.
yeah, every Zelda there was GoldenEye. Is there a Zelda you wouldn't put on it?
No, I would put both of them because there was only 2 games. There was
only
Majora's
2.
Mask and Ocarina of Time.
All of the fucking Rareware games. I mean, they're all fucking
they could do that.
Yeah, the fuck. Oh, well, actually, no. Yeah, they can't because Microsoft owns it now, right?
Kind of owns Rare, so
that sucks because they had a lot of good games like Conker's Bad Fur Day, Donkey Kong 64. Jesus Christ, there's a lot, dude.
Well, I think they can get Donkey Kong because they had Donkey Kong Country, wasn't it, on the SNES Classic? So I think they can get that one, but you're not going to be able to get like Killer Instinct and all that other stuff on there.
But I
Hell,
think
you probably won't even be able to get GoldenEye either. So it's like,
I think with the Donkey Kong Country, I think a company like fixed it, so like it switched license or something like that. I don't know.
See, that's what ruins it for me. If you can't get all the games that are supposed to be on it, really, it's like you might as well. It's not worth it. But how did they?
Rare was so huge for N64. That's what it was. If it wasn't for Rare, man, I mean, what would you really have?
Yeah, dude,
Right.
Rare fucking took over.
I mean, you had Super Mario 64, which was awesome. You had Zelda.
Banjo-Kazooie, remember that?
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is Rare. I mean, holy crap, man.
We gotta just get all the
Dark, everything you had on there. There's just so many, and it's like Rare just, man, they made them.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
There's
sure there's other games they could put on there, like Star Fox. You can have that. Star Fox 64 was good.
Yeah.
So,
I never played that one.
really? Wow,
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Star
I
Fox
enjoyed
is
that one.
I loved the original Star Fox, so I'm sure I'd like it.
Yeah, I played that on my SNES Classic, and my nephew would sit there and look at it. And he's like, "What is this game?" I'm like, "Dude, this is Star Fox, man." He's like, "Looks so old," It's like,
I know, it's crazy, dude.
At the
what are you trying
time,
to say, son?
at the time, it had like a fun new feel, even though it wasn't much better than the other ones, but it just seemed like it's so exciting to play. I don't know why.
Shit.
Like, it's still fun. I still think it's still fun to play.
Chat, WWF No Mercy.
Yeah, that
Dude.
game. Oh my god! And the WCW NWO game is really good.
WCW
Oh,
Revenge, yeah.
That
Dude,
those matches could go on forever, and you'd be like
Yeah.
bloody. Like that's why those were fun. Some of those matches turned into like just as fun as a real wrestling match. Like way back then, I remember having people partying over, and people facing
I
each
played
other.
the crap out of that game for WCW NWO Revenge.
Yeah,
My God, I couldn't stop playing that. I was addicted to it.
yeah, that was really good.
so crazy how like you look back at games like fucking Tomb Raider for the PlayStation, and I remember as a kid looking at it, I was like, dude, the graphics are so realistic and shit. And now you look back at it, I'm like, oh shit, I can't believe I actually.
This
fucking
3D sucks.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
blocky and shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, it looks ridiculous, and it's funny how it really was awesome though. Like it was, and you look at it now, and you're just like, what the hell were we so? Because like we were
Lara
really
Croft's
excited.
boobs are like a triangle and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're like I jerked
Someone
off to
did
this.
that with the new Tomb Raider, and they went and made it like the old Lara Croft made the triangle boobs that said, "Here, I fixed it for you." So
Yeah, I remember being like, she's so hot, and then you look at it and you're like, this blob thing. What the hell was I looking at? That's so funny. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. You can check out Himmelgod. A bunch of his stuff's on his YouTube channel. He's done a couple streams recently that you might have missed, and you unpackaged like a bunch of stuff the other day. I think I saw
Hell
it.
yeah, man. I still got some unboxings to do because a couple of the stuff I unboxed. One is the Spider-Man Collector's Edition for PS4,
Mhm.
and the other is a statue for Overwatch Mercy. So I'm going to be unboxing those tomorrow. I figure I was going to do it today, but I said, "Nah, man, it's football, bro." And then tomorrow, as soon as I get back from the gym, I'm going to start unloading those boxes, and I'll start playing Spider-Man probably as early as tomorrow. Because if Monday Night Raw ends up being bad, I'm like, okay, which I'm pretty much almost going to expect it.
Oh yeah,
Spider-Man.
I'm already thinking about how miserable I am right now. I have to do
Jesus
it.
Christ.
I have to do it, but
I know, and I feel for you, bro. I'm like, I'm sitting there
miserable.
during my streams sometimes on Monday night, and it's like I didn't watch Raw, and I'm like, all right, guys, we got to go watch the Raw review. We're getting off now to watch the Raw review. So,
Yeah, I
Send
mean,
some
you might be
pieces
doing
of-
people a favor by staying
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, like I don't know. I just don't like. So I like the weeks when like a couple weeks ago when everything was so ridiculous because I had a lot of energy and I was flipping out.
Yeah.
About Owens coming back and attacking the next week after he just said he quit. That was actually funny because it was probably a fun review to watch me do. But then the week after that, where it was a complete sleeper, I was asleep. So like I was doing a review, but it wasn't very entertaining. Because I just was legitimately that tired. I was like, from Raw. I shouldn't be tired, but I am.
We had the stream on in my office from at work, so we had you up sitting there watching. I'm like, oh man, Raw was that bad.
Yeah, you can tell if I have no energy and I'm dead that it was really. I mean, and it probably was the one before was the worst one in a way, but it was just so ridiculous. It was at least funny. But yeah, there's just nothing. I just hope tomorrow's not a sleeping death. I hope there's a whole bunch of botches or something, and then at least it's like, that's funny. Nobody get hurt, but like, I want to see a lot of botches.
Well,
And
I did tell Ken I will be up there at Evolution, so
that'll be cool. I think I'm gonna be there. I believe, So I think we're gonna have fun. We're probably
hell
gonna. Then I just gotta be careful. I don't know about the whole. Like I'm not worried, but like I love the idea of the no ma'am thing.
yeah.
But there's a part of me though that's like, oh man, I don't know. Maybe this is too much. Maybe this is wrong. They're gonna be like Joe Cronin's the friggin' anti-woman show or whatever. They find out that I'm there. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But it's really a good idea. It's really funny.
Oh,
like if you don't get the joke, like I mean, obviously, like how could if these people don't get how funny this is, like this is so it's so goddamn funny. And I don't know. Like it'd be awesome if we had tickets, but we don't even have tickets. I thought, right? Like,
he said he's got tickets for it.
Blake says he has tickets.
Yeah.
Where?
I know the place. I know the Nassau Coliseum's not sold out yet.
Where are we sitting? Does he know that?
I have no idea. I'd have to ask him.
Imagine if I was still friends with Road Dogg and we all got.
Oh my god!
I mean, like it's like no joke. If I was still friends with them, like I was, and I had said I want 4 tickets, and then they gave them to me. I mean,
It'd be nice if we could sit towards the front and all wear shirts and say "No, ma'am."
Well, that's the thing is number one, I'd never get them again after that. But
Yeah,
but also like we'd be probably on. Give me something on camera side, and I don't care where it is. Okay. And then we're sitting there with the no ma'am shirts, and we're just yelling like, "Boo!" at everything. Yelling
we
at
have
people.
shirts that say Ramona Reigns or something. I don't know.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Down with the PUSSY. Somebody had a sign that said that once. I remember seeing that.
Oh god.
You remember the So I was going to talk about this real quick, too. I got a new T-shirt. I don't know if somebody else has already come up with this idea, but I thought of it. I was sitting on the couch. We talked about the Force or whatever, the Star Wars, and you remember Kathleen Kennedy's whole thing was the Force is female. So I made a T-shirt that says the Force is fucked. And I don't know. It's got all the Star Wars like.
Buy that, dude. I'm telling you, I would buy that.
It's got all the
fucking hate you'd get for that shit.
It's got all the Star Wars lettering, and then it's got 2 spaceships that look like Star Wars spaceships. But I had to pay like $5 for this artwork. They look like spaceships, but they're not Star Wars spaceships. But I made it so they look like they're fucking, like on the bottom. So it's
my god.
So it's the Force's FU, and then the spaceships in the middle, and then CK on the other side. Like I don't know. It's just. God. I don't know, man. I'll have it up soon, but I just thought that was funny.
It would be pretty funny is if I walked around in, what was it, over at Disney World when they open up the Star Wars section and just go,
oh, dude, man. Just imagine all the chicks that are going to just give you shit for that. Oh, my God.
Well, they probably, I don't know, yeah, like they might not recognize the thing, but like, it's supposed to be female. Force is female.
It's supposed to be female, you fag.
Force is fucked. D-Moon, what are you doing? What are you, Himmelgod's High Octane Buzz on YouTube and
High Octane _Buzz. Check it out over on Twitter and YouTube. It's actually just my name, Brian Himmelfarb. Just go there.
Oh, I screw that up every time.
Yep.
Just look up Brian Himmelfarb. Will that really work? Because sometimes you look those up and they don't work.
I think I did it in a search and ended up working when I just took myself offline or logged off.
Oh yeah,
I typed
there you are.
my name and it came right up.
Yeah, you do come right up. That's perfect.
Yeah. And then if you guys are on Twitch, it's the _Himmelgod over on Twitch.
D-Moon, where are you streaming at?
I'm streaming on Twitch right now under DMoon8390, and my Twitch handle's Dave_Moons with the Z at the end.
And what are you doing for Bailey? No, I'm just, what are you doing on Bailey's?
I'm literally
website.
doing what I was doing before, just streaming games. So right now I'm streaming what is it, Shadow of the Tomb Raider? So I got that going on.
That's cool. So that's on JB's website.
What was that?
Is that on JB's website?
No, it's on Twitch. So I'm just streaming games, pretty much what I was doing before, but just under JB Radio Gaming.
Okay. And JB just got back from vacation, I heard. So I'm gonna sodomize him. Thanks for listening to episode 5. Good night, everybody, and have a good night. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Raw review and everything.